Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans. Regardless of where you are, where you're domiciled, even those waiting for the finals of the Champions League between Man City and Chelsea. All of you here gathered this evening, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you are. I welcome each and every one of you to this very, very important and urgent broadcast this very evening from where I am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. I will not keep you for too long because we are passing through a lot, and any legitimate distraction you can get is most welcome, so I will try not to keep you away from what you have planned this very evening, especially for those of you who are avid football fans waiting to watch the Champions League finals. My name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the largest mass movement on the face of this planet Earth, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. I am the director of radio, Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Today is the 29th day. In a few hours' time, I will be commencing my midnight prayers, and I'm sure that most of us will be able to join as well. I'm not going to do it live on air, of course. I will pray very privately, and I will encourage some of you to also do the same. Tomorrow is very, very important. In fact, tomorrow is our own holy day. It's the holiest day in the calendar of Biafrans. Every 30th of May, it is a very, very holy day, the holiest day of the year for us. Very, very important. We remember the bravery, the courage, the unbridled patriotism of those that went before us, the class of 67 to 1970, and in perpetuity we shall honor and remember them always. I said always, every year, in perpetuity until the end of time. And this evening is not going to be an exception. I will ask you please to make sure that a lot of people are listening, they're watching us. For some of you who are on Instagram, I welcome you. Those of you who are listening via my page, private page on Facebook, I also welcome you. To those who are listening via YouTube, you're welcome. Those who are listening via, of course, our very, very glorious IPOB Community Radio app, we welcome you. Those listening via Radio Biafra, those listening on FM across Biafra land and in parts of the zoo, those of you who are, of course, watching or listening via satellite, I welcome, of course, Biafra Television, please. We are also on Biafra Television. People are also watching us on University of Radio Biafra on Facebook as well. If you want to watch us or listen to us, you should be able to do so. Please tell those who are around you. We'll be very, very brief, please, I assure you. But before we proceed, let us pray very, very briefly. And I will say the Lord's Prayer this evening, please, that we may proceed to bring to you what we have in store for you this evening. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever, we pray. He say. One thing is obvious that I want to remind the zoo this very evening is that we are indestructible. And we are not going to stop until we get what we are looking for. What we're asking for is simply a referendum that will lead us to the democracy, the freedom, the liberation that Biafra portends, not just for the trapped and subdued indigenous populations in the damnable contraption called Nigeria, but the whole of Africa as well. Something we have posted has been trending all day. Very, very important that there is a very brief recap. The reason why we are here this evening is to warn our people about the complete lockdown of Biafra land. In fact, over 2 days. People will go to church and do nothing else tomorrow. And then on Monday, there will be a complete chaining of the entirety of Biafra land. Everywhere will be under lock and key. There are moves by some individuals, people who are Fulani slaves like Dave Umahi, to try to circumvent this very important and critical date in our calendar. Dave Umahi is a Fulani man masquerading as an Igbo man. Dave Umahi is urinating on the grave of our soldiers and our heroes. That very idiot was asking me this evening, who did I discuss it at home with? And I just asked myself a very, very pertinent question. You are a governor of a state. You claim you're a leader of the people. You and Nnamdi Kanu, who should be reminding each other about the importance of the 30th of May. You claim you're a leader. You don't even understand the meaning of leadership. All of you idiots in government houses don't even have an idea. You don't have a clue what leadership is all about. In case you have forgotten Dave Umahi and all the rest of the multi-purpose Efulefus we have in our land, all you Mieti Allah servants, I want to remind you as to why we got to where we are today in this effort to restore Biafra. Times Magazine of London, 7th of October 1966. In 1966, a whole full year before Ojukwu declared Biafra. In 1966, 7th of October 1966, this is according to the Times Magazine of London, and I'll read. The massacre began at the airport near the 5th Battalion's home city of Kanu, the Nigerian Army, 5th Battalion. A Lagos-bound jet had just arrived from London. It was going to Lagos, but it did a stopover in Kanu. And as the Fulani Janjaweed passengers were being escorted down the plane into the customs shed, a Fulani, what should I say, Hausa Fulani this time around because they were still under the spell of the Fulani then, a soldier, a Nigerian soldier, stormed into the airport, brandishing a rifle and demanding to see the Nyamiri. According to Times Magazine, it is the Hausa slang for where are the damned Igbos. These are people that had nothing to do with what was happening in the zoo. Nothing whatsoever. They were flying in from London and they were all massacred in Kanu. This happened on the 7th of October 1966. We remember and we, of course, commemorate the massacre of people, of the Tutsi people of Rwanda. Everywhere else there is a genocide, people stood trial, and there were reparations made. But in the case of Biafra, this global conspiracy has continued. And one thing struck me when Dave Umahi in his outburst said that I am a fool. That was what he called me. And he proceeded to say that who did I discuss sit at home with? It has now been made very clear to me that the reason why our people are being marginalized, the reason why we are third-class citizens in our own land, the reason why Mieti Allah can come and move their cattle about however they like it, the reason why they can impose an idiot, a criminal like Opus or the Imo State, the reason why all these senators and all these House of Reps members are being chosen for us by the Fulani Caliphate is because of fools like Dave Umahi. Because the Fulani now understand that they can do anything they like to these people, that they have idiots like Umahi that will defend their position. Ever since we drove away Mieti Allah from Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi has been incandescent with rage. He's been very, very upset. Because Mieti Allah said to him, if you're there and you allow your people to drive us away from Ebonyi State, you can no longer harbor, should I say, the wish or hope to become the president of Nigeria. That is the problem that we're having today. You're telling me that somebody that claims he went to school, that he's an engineer, somebody who claims he is a political leader, do not understand the importance of remembering those that fought that he may be alive. It goes for all of them. And in fact, I may say, let me give some credit to some other governors. This time around, it's only Dave Umahi that came out. Do you know what the idiot said? He said anybody opening his shop on Monday in Abakaliki, if you fail to turn up to open your shop, if you observe the sit at home, that you will lose your shop. And I dare Dave Umahi to try. I dare him to try it. I dare him to try it. Instead of Dave Umahi to be convincing IPOB as to the importance of remembering the dead, we are the ones now reminding these idiots, these morons, as to their duties and obligations as the political leaders that they call themselves. These are the things you must understand. Because right now we are in a state of war. We are in a state of war. It is the express wish of the Fulani Caliphate to kill our people. Their plan during the war was to kill every male, every adult, male and female, up to the age of 10, and then groom them to become Janjaweed slaves. That was what happened. They tried that experiment with a few people. Emeka was one of them. Go and ask. Some of you do not understand your history. You have no idea where you're coming from. That is why some of you do not know where you're going to. That is why fools like Omahi are confused. That is why they do not understand what we are confronting, what we are facing. I want Dave Omahi to understand something very, 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 very carefully. To pay attention to what I have to say. You were against IPOB, your army, your police. You people are the ones inviting the army to come and kill your own people. Our land is the way it is today because of Hope Uzodinma. Hope Uzodinma thought that we're in the era of 2017, 2018, 2019. Bring the Fulani army to come, kill one or two people, and everything will be quiet. No, not anymore. They're going to die in our land. Some of you idiots, some of the people, some of you, should I say, natural born saboteurs and traitors. Some of you fools that can never see what the enemy is doing to you is only when there is a retaliation that you start to yap and to complain. I want to remind each and every one of you that Nigeria has been killing us since 1945. Since 1945. And your peaceful agitation never got you anywhere. Begging and pleading never got you anywhere. They killed in 1945, killed in 1953, killed in 1950. In fact, every year since 1945, they've been killing you. They slap you on one side, you turn the other one. That was the cut off the head of Akaloka. Nobody said anything or did anything about it. That is why none of you is among the Security Council in the zoo. You don't even understand. You don't even reason very well. You think that by saying yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, to everything that Fulani says, that they will love you. You are a fool. Therefore, why you are an idiot. You are a fool, a complete idiot. You should have focused on your 419. You should have used your computer to be scamming white people. That is your job. Or that was your job, and maybe it still is. Before you became, the Fulani picked you up. Because what the Fulanis did was to go and pick up vagabonds in our land to make them governors. And yourself. Will you people come out in the public to speak? When our land was our land, can you people come outside to speak? Because in our land, once you are a criminal, you will not be allowed to speak in public. Once you are a thief, you can never be allowed to speak in the gathering of the elders. It's impossible. You cannot do it. But of course, we are living in strange times. We are living in the time of the Fulani Janjaweed. That was, if not that people rose up and said, no, Ararume would have been the governor of Imo State today. Another criminal, another murderer, another killer. These are the type of vagrants that the Fulanis are bringing to come and lead us. Dave Umahi, you're telling me you don't understand what happened to your people. You don't understand that we lost 5 million people. Look at all the commissioners of police saying, oh, don't come outside. No, you can go. Dishonor the dead. Don't remember your heroes. Let me remind you what they did to you, because some of you do not know. As they were running from the aircraft, as the massacre was going on, there were Igbo people amongst the custom officers, and they dropped their chalk and they fled, only to be shot in the main terminal by other soldiers. I hope, Dave Umahi, you're listening to me very carefully. I am not the person to remind you to honor the dead. Because with great position comes great responsibility. I don't want to denigrate the death of Abiola because he did very well for his people. The Yoruba political leaders, they fought and agitated until June 12 became a public holiday. Is that not true? One man, one Yoruba man. And we lost over 5 million people. Do you see why you people are not leaders? Why you're not cut out to lead? Have you not seen Netanyahu stand before the whole world during the commemoration of Holocaust that happened in Europe? Every blessed year. Every blessed year. Have you not seen Her Britannic Majesty, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, stand at the cenotaph the 11th of November every blessed year to remember those that fought and died for their country? Do you also know, Dave Umahi, in your stupidity, you don't even begin to acknowledge that had all these men that perished in the trenches had they not died in the trenches? Look at what is happening in Plateau. Look at what is happening in Taraba. Look at what is happening in what's it called, in Benue. Look at what is even happening in Niger State. The same thing. Look at what is happening in Yoruba land. The same thing could have been happening to us today. Let me tell you something that you don't know. Because these men fought and died for us. They gave us hope. That was the job of Ojukwu. Ojukwu was the Moses of our time, our trailblazer. God used Ojukwu to say to us, there is a promised land somewhere called Biafra. Only when you people are worthy will I lead you to that land. Israelites were wandering all over the wilderness for 40 years. We have been wandering now for over 50 years because of our sinful nature, because of our wickedness against our own people. This same army that killed our people and slaughtered us is the same army that you criminals are inviting into our land to kill the same people that their fathers were killed by the same vagabonds that you're bringing in. Do you see why we despise, why you people are lower than vermin? One, you don't even know your responsibilities. You have no idea what it means to be a leader. You don't have a clue what it means to be a leader of a people. You people should have been the ones directing us and saying, these are the days we honor. These are the things we are going to do. Did you take the lead? The answer is no. Until IPOB came, or until Chukwu Kikabiyama determined that we should come. Instead of you to say, this is a very laudable initiative. How do we get the government of Nigeria to acknowledge 30th of May as the day that a grave injustice was done to a particular race? You idiots, due to what I will call political expediency, you are more or less interested in safeguarding your own private political position. Shame on all of you. Some of you say, oh, but the Yoruba agitators, they don't insult their leaders. But their leaders fought for the death of one man, one single man, Abiola, to be recognized and immortalized in the calendar of, should I say, Nigerian politics. You lost over 5 million people out of cowardice and fear. You can't even rise up to defend or argue for the right of these people to be remembered. Do you see why you're not leaders and can never lead? All of you are rent boys. What people are doing, you are Yahoo, you're just in office serving Fulani interest. And you claim you're governors. No matter if I were to be a governor, or had I been a governor in our land, there is no amount of provocation that would make me to go to Abuja to beg for Fulani soldiers to come into our land to kill our people. I will never do it. Never. Not in a billion years. But it goes to show the level of hatred that these people have for us. It goes to show the extent they are prepared to go in order to subdue the truth. And Dave Umahi is the one championing it. Why are you threatening people with their economic livelihood? Why? Their means of survival. Why? Because you know you will lose. In a straight fight, you will lose. And so Pozodema is now losing. You people can make all the noise you like. You can come out and talk whatever rubbish. You can falsify the news. You can pay all the journalists in the zoo to write your own narrative. That's entirely your business. But the truth will always speak for itself. And the truth of the matter is that you people cannot win this very war. You cannot win it. Not in a 3 long years, you cannot win. Nobody in history has ever defeated a volunteer army of the people. Go and read history. Nobody ever. Go and study it very, very well. We are in very critical times. If you go to my page, you will read it. I only tweeted a bit of it so that others can see. If you Google it, Times Magazine of London, 7th of October 1966, you will see what they did to us in your so-called one Nigeria. If after going through this, if after reading all this, you still believe in one Nigeria, as a Biafran, more or less as an Igbo person, as an Efik person, as an Ibibio person, then believe you me, there is something fundamentally wrong with your brain cells. You're not well. And these are the people that the likes of Ojos Okalo, Dave Umahi are forcing us to belong to. These are the people that killed us. Imagine what our soldiers will be thinking in their graves, wherever they are lying today. That the same people that came to annihilate our race are being invited into our land to continue the killing by those that claim they are political leaders. And you want me to respect you? How is that possible? How is that possible, I ask you? How? If not for IPOB, would anybody remember 30th of May? Of course not. But you are political leaders. We are the leaders. We want to go. Look at the idiot. So after this very pathetic and hopeless display of cowardice and mediocrity, you think I will allow you to go to Abuja to go and negotiate on behalf of IPOB? Is that what you think? One Fulani will look at you, you will start wetting your pants. Your boxer short will be soaked in your memory because you're a coward, a wretched coward. The only place you people have strength in this life is to bring army to attack your own people. That is the only time that you're human. That is the only time you want to exercise your powers. But when Mietiala was raping and killing our mothers, you wretched, idiotic coward Dave Umahi came on television and was crying like a little baby. Did you ask the army to come to kill Mietiala or to flush them out of Ebonyi State? No, you did not. I gave the order to the men on the ground. And today, we have rid Ebonyi State of Mietiala terrorist group. You did not do it. We did it. Not you. The only time it matters to you is to bring in army to kill your people. That is the only time you people have courage and strength. That is why you people don't deserve to live. I'm telling you the truth. You people are evil, beyond evil. Look at Gani Adams. Iba Gani Adams. Look at Akintoye. Professor Akintoye, look at Sunday Igboho. Let me ask all you idiots from the East, fools, how many times have you heard any so-called Yoruba intelligentsia or politician rise up and say, arrest them all, kill them all, do this, how many times I'm asking you? How many times? Yet you don't learn anything. That is why Fulanis are begging Yoruba every day, begging them, we will give you this, don't break away. But look at you idiots begging every day. Oh, yes, sir, yes, yes, Alhaji, yes, Alhaji. You have nothing, but you don't learn. You know, you're not intelligent, all of you. So-called governors, you don't know nothing. They come, they promise you Senate President. The only people that had about 6 or 7 Senate Presidents, the only one group of people out of their idiocy. When Fulani now saw all this nonsense with the help and support of the British, their white masters, ordinary Senate President you can no longer have, you can no longer get, you can no longer enjoy, never again. The time they gave it to you, it was like ping pong. After this person is that, what's that man's name again? I've forgotten his name. After that, it was Chubakadebo. After Chubakadebo, it was Parasite. After Parasite, oh my God in heaven, only one people. The same thing you're doing today, all of you idiotic governors. That's what you're doing. And when you were doing it, you thought you were doing your people a great service, but you were doing them a greater disservice. Do you know why? After all that nonsense you did, thinking you're serving the zoo, you're serving your passenger, all of you are loyal, you go behind the back. Evans undermined Chubokadibo. Chubokadibo came out and undermined God knows whoever. The other person, Perosanim, came. Wabara came. Only you people. Only one people. And when you were doing it, you thought you were advancing your political careers. But today, look at the consequences. No Igbo man holds any meaningful position. Not even deputy. None. That tells you that the path you people are traveling is disastrous. Disastrous. What stops you from, there is something called magnanimity. What stops all these governors from being magnanimous? To say, okay, you people, you've done very well so far. Let us take it over from here. Every 30th of May, there's going to be a lockdown of all our land. At least, if you try it only once, believe you me, the next day your phone will ring. And that your boyfriend, that your lover, that Alhaji that is loving you, he will upgrade you maybe from one room to the penthouse of the hotel, maybe a Transcorp, where they're using you people in Abuja. Because you're all rent boys. We know that for sure. We know that before they give you any position, that's what they do. They will sleep with you. Isn't that what they do to all of you? All these people you call your governors, ask them who doesn't have a boyfriend that is an Alhaji in the north. But they are married with kids. That is why they have no soul. The Fulani will need to do that to them. It's called Dandaudu, in order to remove the humanity from them. If you don't know, let me tell you. These are the idiots. Some of you, wretched, I don't know how to describe you. These are the idiots you call your leaders. Do you know the meaning of leadership? Do you even understand the meaning of leadership? Look at Yoruba governors. They are singing Yoruba national anthem in their schools. Compare that to the idiots that you have in Biafra land. Dave Rumahi. That is a local, I don't know how to put it in English language. We'll see. I am warning everybody tonight, if you come out on the 31st on Monday, you are going to die. I don't want Nigerian army to kill you and then you start blaming people that are innocent. Because some of you hate yourselves. Self-hatred is the key killer of the destiny of the East. Self-hatred. When you hate yourself, other people will hate you 4 times over. If you come out on the 31st, I'm warning everybody you're going to die. That very day down. And should the zoo army attempt any stupidity, they will be confronted on that very day too. I want people to leave the roads open. Can you hear this way on the 31st? Don't come outside. So that stray bullet will not touch you. Don't come outside. Let us settle this nonsense once and for all. Because the Nigerian army, they are made up of cowards. They always attack civilians. That's what they do. You defeat them, they start attacking civilians. Today they blocked Head Bridge. Can you imagine such rubbish? They blocked Head Bridge, shouting like mad people. What they are trying to do is to see if by inflicting collective punishment on the populace, somehow you will turn against people who are fighting for the liberation. I want to remind them that the Cameroonian army tried it in Ambazonia and it failed after 8 months. Now every Ambazonian is a freedom fighter. You know, sometimes they think that by oppressing people, by killing people, somehow they will scare you into submission. Not knowing that they are grooming and breeding hardened freedom fighters that despise the zoo with every sinew of their body. That's what they don't understand it. Look at Imo State. Only because you killed the consul. Only consul Kibu. Look at Imo State. Imagine when you kill the top leadership of IPOB And then you get to us. Imagine what will happen. Even every living organism, including amoeba and Euglena viridis, even single cell animals will perish. We are getting there very closely. And you are going to suffer. The zoo will suffer. And all of you informants, let me warn you, if you know your brother, your uncle, your sister is an informant, please prepare for their burial because they're going to die. If you're an Eze, Igwe, PG, all these people, and you're pointing hand, saying IPOB lives here, they live there, it is only a matter of time you're going to die. You will die. Because you are part and parcel of those pointing out freedom fighters to be killed by the enemy. Are you telling me that Ojukwu fought for nothing? That all our soldiers that perished between 67 and 70, that they all died for nothing? Is that what you're telling me? That today you're proudly working for the Fulani Janjaweed. Today, the border has been opened in the west. Oduduwa fighters have confronted the zoo. They have opened their border in the west. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that gallant Oduduwa fighters have opened the front in the west? All you do is to gossip, come to Facebook, come to be writing junk, rubbish every blessed day. When they came to my house to kill me on the 14th of September 2017, did I do anything wrong to the zoo? I was fighting for my people, that's all. When they killed us at National High School, what did we do wrong? What did we do? How did we offend anybody? I ask you. Nothing. They were killing us. Now that God has sent his angels to come and protect the weak, now you have discovered where your pen is. So every day you're typing and writing rubbish. As if it has any effect or it will have any effect on us. Of course, you know it will never have any effect on us. Look at the people telling you, do not come make sure you disobey this sit-at-home order by Nnamdi Kanu. Don't obey him. The same people, but in their own land, they have Sharia. When all these police commissioners in River State, in Imo State, in Abia, in Enugu, in Ebonyi, when you Muslims were agitating for Sharia in the north, did anybody stop you? But you're in our land. You're in our land. Telling us what to do. I said it before and allow me to repeat. As soon as Biafra comes, at every entry point into Biafra, every seaport, every airport, every land crossing, there will be a DNA kit. We'll have a sample of Fulani Janjaweed DNA on one side. And we'll have a sample of Biafran DNA on another side. We'll test everybody coming in and leaving. If you have Fulani Janjaweed DNA inside you, we'll send you back to the Sahel. You go there and live with them. You people make me sick. They don't understand that they are making us stronger. You don't know. Go and look at the history of freedom fighting. You are making us stronger. Hitler killed 6 million Jews, thinking after killing them, somehow the Jews will bow and submit. Today, Israel has the best army in the whole world. That's how human life is. I want to let Dave Omahi understand something. Take your phone. Some of you have 3 or 4 phones. Take one of your phones. Tell that your phone, your mobile phone, you're holding in your right or left hand, I'm going to use you to injure my body. You see, this body you're going to suffer. Start to rub your phone on a particular spot at the back of your arm or anywhere of your body. Keep rubbing it. Every day, keep rubbing it. You know, previously your skin used to be very soft. But as time goes on, you will find out that that place you've been rubbing all the time, putting pressure all the time, has acquired some measure of hardness. That is human nature for you. And I want every Fulani Janjaweed to do this very, very simple experiment. Take any object, be rubbing it against your skin slowly. That's your skin that is very soft. After 3 or 4 days, you will notice that that part you've been rubbing all the time has developed a semblance of toughness. Even in nature, nature do not capitulate. What makes you think that we are going to capitulate. Impossible. Maybe your father is a permanent secretary, or maybe minister, or maybe commissioner, or maybe eating from Hope or Dave Romahi. Maybe they gave you a contract. All of you. Nobody is stopping you from enjoying whatever you're enjoying with government. But allow those fighting for their freedom to fight for their freedom. You have no right to intervene. Allow me to read. On the 31st, if you come outside, you will die. If you're a road transporter, if you're a transport worker or whatever, you know how people behave. They want to try. Who can tell me what to do? I'm going to drive. That day you will perish. On the 31st, you will perish. So that when you die and go to the world beyond, you will meet the likes of Ikonso, and they will even deal with her. They're dealing with that idiot at a hill right now. Do you understand me? The era of our idiocy has come and gone. All that, the era of the Fulefu has finished in 2021. If you finish writing all your rubbish, on Monday you will sit at home. On Monday you will be inside your house. Because there are places in our land where foolishness is in very high supply. Omaha is one of them. One of the most foolish places we have on this earth is Omaha, my so-called hometown. Very foolish people. That was the last headquarters of Biafra before Biafra fell. But they are very, very foolish. But on Monday, we're going to teach them a lesson on Monday. Let them come out again to go to Ban Market, to go and open shop. I want anybody, any chairman of any market that is opened, any market you open, the chairman will hear from us. In Biafra land, any market you open, you will hear from us. Another idiotic place is Enugu, our own capital. Look at how foolish all Biafran capitals are. Enugu is another place. I don't know if half of them is born by Fulani. I have no idea. I'm warning all of you in Enugu. On the 31st, you sit at home. If you come outside, you will experience miracle. That miracle you'll be waiting for all your life, you will see it in broad daylight. Enugu is known for their stupidity and non-compliance. Omoaha is known for their stupidity and non-compliance, and those are Abakaliki. If you attempt to come out in any of these places, anything that befalls you, you carry it on your own head. Because people are foolish. On the 12th of June, all of you will sit at home. It will be a holiday. You will remember Yoruba man. You idiots. You will remember a Yoruba man that's sitting at home. One man only. In our own case, we lost 5 million people. And you can, if you don't sit at home, we'll make you sit at home by force. People, no wonder we are suffering. You would have no appreciation of the sacrifice of the dead. You think everything is mercantilism, is buying and selling. You convert every situation into a currency. You always look at the monetary value of every circumstance you find yourself in. That is why we have saboteurs and traitors within. They want to convert their position into money so that Abuja can recognize them and come and give them money. But we'll get all of you one after the other. You will see what will happen to you. Worry is Biafra land. They must join the lockdown. Asaba always complies. Asaba will comply. I want Calabar to be locked down as well, everywhere, because we all died together. To Janjaweed, we're all Nyami. That's how they see us. Ken Serowa has been forgotten, hasn't he? Nobody remembers Ken Serowa anymore. Because we cannot come together to fight. But the time has come. We must come together to fight everywhere. Can you imagine? Do you think that a Southern Commissioner of Police in Kanu will tell them what to do? They'll cut off his head that same night. But an idiot can come to our land and tell us what to do. They'll give money to Punch this way, give money to all these corrupt journalists. They'll write whatever rubbish. And you're claiming you're serving the people when you're serving the enemy. The Nigerian army cannot fight any war or battle. They are cowards. Anytime they are defeated, they will go to the nearest village to look for who to kill. I was told that they plan to go to Ihiala tonight because they are cowards. Go to the bush and look for people who are looking for you. You're going from house to house, doing showman, gara gara, as if what you're doing on the road affects people in the bush. You think they give a damn about what you're doing on the road? If you like, go to a village and bomb it till the kingdom come. It cannot stop men from the bush from coming out to do their work. And for the very first time on the 31st, in the next 2 days, I will give the order. If there is any stupidity anywhere, I will give the order for ESN to leave the bushes and come out on the streets. From the 31st, day after tomorrow. Allow me to warn all your governors now. Any state governor starting from Dave Umahi, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, if you try any rubbish on the 31st, by trying to penalize anybody opening their shop on the 31st, I will ask ESN to come out on the streets of Abakaliki. Actually also, because you're a fool, a complete idiot you are. Go back to your 419. You have lived all your life deceiving people and calling them to make money. Before they fully recognized you and appointed you, same thing with Hope Osadema. He was secretary of 419ers in Lagos. Who doesn't know that? Look at Ararume. All criminals and vagabonds. These are the idiots that you call political leaders. And you want to go and bring whatever you like. Let me go to Abuja. You that you go there, Mietela will raise your abada and lower your trouser and deal with you. They will take away your boxer shorts from you. You are the one who can represent us. A coward like you. Did you defend the Boeing State? You wretched idiot. Did you defend the Boeing State? I'm asking you. It was IPOB that did it, not you, fool. When you defeat the Nigerian army, they will go after civilians. That is why I am warning tonight. Nobody should go out, please. After 6 p.m. every blessed day. You know, our people are very stubborn. If you're a young man or woman, you go out in the night, they will kill you. If you don't stay, if you leave the roads open so that men can meet them, we know there will be no casualties. Leave the road. Every 6 p.m. across Biafra land, people should be in their houses. Leave the roads open. Stop interfering. Because when they see you, they will arrest you. Anybody they see, they arrest. We have arrested the sponsors of Look at Fools. We hired new consultants in the USA. You arrest somebody who is selling watermelon as a sponsor, who is sponsoring IPOB. Are you not an idiot? And they will ask their zoo journalists to write, and they start writing nonsense. They hate you. Nigeria, or should I say Nigerians, hate you as a Biafran with passion. That is something that Dave Umahi doesn't know. That is something that the other idiotic governors do not know. On the 31st, we shall tell the whole world that we mean business. Complete and utter lockdown. Shut down everywhere. I know 1 or 2 idiots will carry their basket. We are going to market. Can get change home work again. I'll you that day. The land will eat you that very day. As you're going out to look for what the children will eat, the land will eat you instead. Complete lockdown. I have given the orders this evening to make sure that Omwaha, Enugu, and Abakaliki is part of what we're doing. Any chairman of any market, be it Obani market, be it any market that opens on that very day, you're a gunner. A lamb more. Highest thing, they will write about it for 2 or 3 days and will be forgotten. Complete lockdown. We must remember those that made it possible for us to be alive today. We know that in Aba, they are there. The zoo soldiers, fallen terrorists in uniform, they are camped. These are Boko Haram people that they've not Boko Haram. In fact, this is what are they called again? Al-Shabaab. They are camped in Aba now, in a hotel at Ungwa Road, by a place they call Amanketa. There's a hotel there. They're there. And the person who is directing them is a Fulani boy that grew up in the area. Their operation will start tonight. That is the reason why I'm doing this broadcast. In Aba, everybody must go inside tonight, so that anything we see outside on the road is bushmeat. Or should I say road meat this time around? Or township meat. Clear from the roads from tonight. Clear from the roads tonight. So that when they are approaching, we can see them. I am warning of those who have been, you know how people don't listen. And every informant will be identified. Can you believe that Nnamdi was talking rubbish at Abia State or whatever security summit? Nnamdi, an Igbo man. Do you know what he was saying? That the government should do whatever they can to protect informants. I don't know. There is something they drink. I think once they go to Abuja or Lagos, there's something they give them. They drink. A previously sensible person will start to talk like an idiot. Nnamdi without shame, sacked by Jonathan, although he was doing well relatively against Boko Haram. You want to come down to your land to recruit informants to be pointing at people. And anywhere you see an informant, please, you know that hand, that finger they used to point at houses. Don't kill them, just cut off the finger. So that they will go back and tell their children how they lost one of their fingers. They're in Aba tonight, and they are everywhere, in and around Owerri. Do not go out at night. Leave the road open for men to engage them, because they are cowards. They always take out their frustrations on civilians. That's, if one idiot was writing, I don't like to be killed. Remember Sakibian? But they have been chased away from every Sharia state in the north. Attacked and chased away. Once in a while, you will see channels TV, they will write, we killed 10 Boko Haram today. Have you ever seen them before write and say, we've killed ISIS before? You people that cannot reason very well. What does that tell you about the relationship between these terrorist governments and ISIS in West Africa? But your brain will not go there, will it? After all, you're in these UG black people. What do you know? Your brain can never get there. I'm asking you, have you ever seen them write on the pages of newspapers that they successfully engaged ISIS in West Africa province? No, never. They always say it's Boko Haram, Boko Haram, Boko Haram, because them and ISIS are working in tandem. A terrorist government. A terrorist as a police commissioner in the East telling us what to do after killing us. Should I say 5 million of us many, many years ago. Every informant in Biafra land will be identified, arrested, and dealt with. I can assure you of that. I know that Dave Umahi is serving Fulani interests in our land. Ever since we drove away his Mieti Allah friends, he has been, at the forefront of the arrest and execution of many young people in Ebonyi State. This evil man even had the presence of mind to ask people not to remember the dead. Are we just remembering them for nothing? They fought and died for us. Even on every January the 15th, the zoo called Nigeria will remember their soldiers. And you're asking us not to remember those that saved our lives. Without them today, who knows? Maybe I'll be answering Ahmed. Who knows? We must honor them. As somebody wrote now on Instagram, a word is enough for the wise. It's another one we put on the 31st. You know the way we love dead bodies. Your obituary will happen. At least we'll go there and eat rice. Ndara. Monday is a lockdown, 31st of May. Complete and utter shutdown of the entire Biafra land. Evil people like Dave Umahi cannot be allowed to prevail over what is good. We often lament about marginalization of our people, but we are the ones making it possible for Fulani to marginalize us. Because if we rise up and say enough is enough, they cannot try that rubbish. You think that by begging they will love you? They will love you? Of course not. Every Sabo will go down. Every supporter of Fulani genocide in our land will go down. This generation is not joking. You can go inside the township and arrest as many people as you like. That is your business. The real men are there in the bushes. If you say, have you ever wondered why they cannot go into the bush to go and look for men? They're always outside, running around from one checkpoint to the other. Come into the bush. And to all apologies of Fulani genocide, I want to remind you of one thing. What did we do to you in 2014 when you killed us? 2015, 2016. What did IPOB do then? Nothing. The more you kill us, the more we protest, the more you kill, the more we protest, the more you kill. Until at the time, God sent his angels to say enough is enough. And that's the area we're in now. And you think we're going to stop? Of course not. Instead, everything will die. You know, it's incremental, gradual. Very soon now, I will introduce what I call the air gun solution. Air gun is not air gun. The air gun is the Israeli freedom fighting movement, along with Haganah, that blew the British out of Palestine, so to speak, or also out of the land of Israel. We are getting there very slowly, very, very slowly, because they can never win. See, the woman, you cannot win. The zoo called Nigeria can never win, because we now have the army of the people, indestructible by the grace of Almighty in heaven. And on that very note, we have come to the end of this very brief program. Let me remind you once again, please, tomorrow is a mini sit at home, so to speak. Monday is the real deal. 31st, nobody should come outside. If you have relatives you know more, go and tell them all. Go and tell them. Because they wait now, around 12, they'll start creeping out to see. You know, our people are very foolish. Let me try and see if I can open my shop to see what will happen. Until your brain will be on the floor. Then an alarm more, your eyes will open. Thank you very much for listening. And you sit at home wherever you are on Monday. From me, from here. Good evening.